Capricorn, stop. Do not scroll past this. You have exactly 3 days before the storm hits, and I need you to hear every single word I'm about to speak into your life. This is not coincidence. This is not the algorithm being random. Your spirit guided your thumb to this video because something is unraveling behind the scenes of your life right now, something you have been feeling in your bones but couldn't name. A person you thought was done with you is standing at the edge of a decision that changes everything between you. And the storm coming on the 15th of August, it's not destruction, Capricorn. It's the breaking open of every sealed door you've been praying in front of. Before I go deeper, I need you to do one thing for me. Drop in the comments where you're watching from right now. Just your city, your country. Wherever you are, let me see you. Let the universe see that you showed up, because what I'm about to reveal, it was meant only for the ones who stayed. You did not land on this video by accident. I need you to truly understand that before we go any further. There is no such thing as a random click when your soul is in a state of transition. The algorithm is simply the modern-day delivery system for divine intervention. Your higher self, your spirit guides, the very energy you have been pushing out into the universe during your late-night prayers and silent moments of desperation. Pulled your thumb to this exact screen. You are Capricorn. You are the sign of the builder, the strategist, the one who maps out every step and prepares for every contingency. But right now, in this specific window of August 2026, the map is being rewritten. You are being asked to step out of the logic of your earth sign and into the deep, unpredictable currents of your spiritual destiny. The universe knew you would try to rationalize your way out of this feeling, so it bypassed your mind and brought you straight here, to Trusted Tarot, to give you the confirmation your soul has been starving for. This message is arriving at the exact right moment because the energetic pressure around you is reaching critical boiling point. You have been sensing it, haven't you? That's strange. Heavy electricity in the air every time you think about the future. You have been trying to suppress it, trying to focus on your career, your finances, your daily routines, pretending that everything is perfectly under control. But the energy of the storm coming on the 15th of August is already leaking into your present reality. It is vibrating in your space, shifting the furniture of your life before the actual event even takes place. You are standing on the precipice of a massive karmic shift. And your spirit knew that if you didn't receive this warning and this validation now, the intensity of what is about to unfold would completely overwhelm you. Let us talk about what this energy is doing to your physical body, because the body always keeps the score, and yours has been sounding the alarm for weeks. You have been experiencing a profound restlessness that no amount of sleep can cure. You lie down at night, exhausted from carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, but the moment your head hits the pillow, your mind starts racing. You feel a distinct, nervous flutter right in the center of your chest, a tightness that makes it hard to take a full, deep breath. It is the physical manifestation of anticipation. Your nervous system is literally preparing you to receive something massive. You have been waking up abruptly in the early hours of the morning, around 3 or 4 am, with your heart pounding and a sudden, inexplicable urge to check your phone. And when you do check your phone, there is that microsecond of disappointment when the screen is empty, followed by a strange sense of relief. And then the cycle begins all over again. You are experiencing phantom vibrations, feeling your phone buzz in your pocket when it hasn't moved. You find yourself staring at their name in your contacts or looking at old messages, your thumb hovering over the keyboard, paralyzed by the fear of breaking the silence. This is not just anxiety, Capricorn. This is your energetic field reacting to the fact that their energetic field is currently in a state of chaotic motion, spinning wildly toward you. The tension in your jaw, the sudden headaches that appear out of nowhere, the unusual emotional sensitivity that makes you want to cry over a commercial or a song on the radio, these are all somatic confirmations that a massive energetic transfer is about to take place. But the physical signs are only the surface level of what you are experiencing. Your subconscious mind has been working overtime trying to process the massive download of information your spirit has already received. This is why your dreams have become so vivid, so intense, and so eerily specific. You have been dreaming of water, of rising tides, of standing on the shore watching a storm roll inches in these dreams. You are not afraid of the water. You are mesmerized by it. You have been dreaming of places you haven't been to in years, walking through old neighborhoods, sitting in rooms that hold deep memories, and in almost every single one of these dreams, they are there. But they are not looking at you with the coldness or the distance they showed you in the waking world. In the dreamscape, they are looking for you. They are searching the crowds, calling out your name, realizing that they are lost without your grounding presence. You wake up from these dreams with their scent lingering in your mind, with the sound of their voice echoing in your ears. And for a few fleeting seconds, you forget that there is distance between you. Then reality rushes back in, and the ache returns. But I need you to understand that dreams are not just random firing of neurons. They are glimpses into the energetic reality that is currently solidifying in the physical realm. Your subconscious is showing you the truth of their internal state before it manifests in the three-dimensional world. Alongside these dreams, you have been bombarded with synchronicities and intrusive thoughts. You see repeating numbers everywhere. You hear their name mentioned by strangers in coffee shops. You see their initials on license plates, on street signs, on the spines of books in a bookstore. The universe is literally screaming their name at you, trying to get your attention, trying to tell you that the connection is not dead. It is merely incubating. It is exhausting, isn't it? Being the strong one, being the Capricorn who holds it all together while everyone else falls apart. You have been carrying this silent grief, this quiet, gnawing anticipation, all by yourself. You smile at work, you manage your responsibilities, you pay your bills, you show up for your friends, but inside, you are running on empty. You feel like you are waiting for a train that is never going to arrive, standing on a platform in the freezing rain while everyone else gets to go home. You have questioned your own sanity. You have laid awake at night wondering if you misread the signs, if you invested too much of your heart into someone who was only passing through, if you were just a temporary placeholder in their grand story. The pain of feeling forgotten by someone who once knew the deepest parts of your soul is a very specific, very sharp kind of agony. But I am here to tell you, with absolute spiritual certainty, that you were never a placeholder. You were the catalyst. You were the mirror that showed them everything they were running from, and everything they desperately needed to become. The silence between you right now is not a punishment, it is a pressure cooker. And the storm that is coming in just 3 days is going to blow the lid off of everything they have been trying to suppress. You have done your part. You have sat in the fire. You have done the shadow work. You have maintained your dignity even when your heart was breaking. Now, it is their turn to face the music. The energy is shifting. The scales are balancing. And the anticipation you feel in your chest is the universe's way of telling you to get ready. Because the wait is almost over, let us talk about them. Because while you have been sitting in your quiet strength, wondering if you meant anything to them at all, they have been living in a state of absolute internal chaos. You see, Capricorn, when they walked away, or when the heavy distance grew between you, they convinced themselves it was exactly what they needed. They told their friends, they told their family, and most importantly, they told themselves that they needed space. They convinced their ego that they needed freedom, that they needed to figure out their own path without your grounding, stabilizing, deeply perceptive energy holding them accountable. They thought your standards were too high, your vision too long-term, your love too demanding of their absolute truth. But the moment that space actually became real, the moment the silence stretched on and the physical distance solidified, their grand illusion completely shattered. They thought the grass would be greener on the other side of your absence, but all they found was a barren, echoing wasteland. Right now, as we speak, they are suffocating under the immense, crushing weight of their own regret. They are sitting in rooms that suddenly feel far too big, looking at a life that feels incredibly hollow and unfulfilling. Every time they try to distract themselves, every time they try to fill that gaping void with temporary pleasures, shallow connections, or mindless scrolling, they are immediately hit with a profound, heavy sense of exhaustion. You were the anchor they foolishly untied, and now they are drifting in the open ocean, entirely unmoored, slowly realizing that the freedom they thought they wanted is actually just a terrifying, lonely isolation. They are experiencing their own version of the somatic signs you have been feeling, but they lack your spiritual maturity and self-awareness to actually understand what it means. They are snapping at people for absolutely no reason. Their emotional fuse burned down to the very quick. They are staring blankly at screens, completely unable to focus on their career, their finances, or their daily tasks because a vivid, intrusive memory of you keeps flashing behind their eyes like a movie they cannot pause. It is usually a very specific, quiet memory that haunts them. Not grand, cinematic, romantic gesture, but a simple, mundane Tuesday evening. The way you looked at them when they were stressed and overwhelmed. The way you made them feel entirely safe and seen when the rest of the world was constantly demanding pieces of them. That specific memory is the ghost at their banquet. It follows them everywhere. They are drafting messages to you in the hidden notes app of their phone, typing out long, desperate paragraphs of apologies, confessions, and explanations, only to aggressively delete them out of pure, unadulterated fear. They are terrified of your boundaries. They know your immense worth, Capricorn. They know deep in their soul that you do not accept breadcrumbs, and they are paralyzed by the terror that they have starved you for so long that you will simply no longer accept the feast they are now so desperate to offer. They are preparing to speak, they are rehearsing the words in the mirror, but they are frozen by the fear that they have pushed the most loyal, devoted person in their life entirely out of reach. Now, I know you are sitting there right now, your heart beating a little faster in your chest, wanting me to tell you exactly what they are going to say. I know you want the exact script of the text message, the phone call, or the tearful apology that is coming your way in just 3 days. I could reveal it right now. I could give you the precise words that are sitting so heavy on their chest, waiting to spill out. But I am not going to do that yet, and I need you to listen to my voice very carefully as to why I am holding back the final piece of this puzzle. If I just hand you the ending without giving you the deep, energetic context of exactly why this storm is breaking right now, you will not know how to properly receive it. If you do not fully understand the depth of their internal reckoning, your ego will immediately try to protect you. Your mind will tell you it is a trick, or that they are just lonely, or that their return is simply too little, far too late. As a Capricorn, your natural defense mechanism is to build an impenetrable fortress of ice the moment you feel vulnerable. You need to understand the spiritual mechanics of this return so that when the moment finally arrives, you do not react from a place of old, unhealed pain as you need to receive this massive shift from a place of divine, unshakable power, not from a place of defensive survival. Before we step directly into the eye of this storm, and unlock the final revelation of what exactly happens on the 15th of August. I need you to consciously anchor yourself into this timeline. This is not a passive viewing experience. This is a living, breathing, energetic contract. If this reading is resonating with the deepest, most hidden chambers of your soul, if you feel the undeniable truth of these words vibrating in your physical chest, I need you to make a deliberate physical declaration to the universe right now. Hit the subscribe button. Join the trusted tarot community. Do not just do it to support the channel, do it as a ritualistic act of claiming this exact energy. When you subscribe, you are telling your higher self, your spirit guides, and the universe that you are fully ready to receive the blessings, the returns, and the massive karmic shifts that are destined for you. You are locking in this frequency and protecting your energetic field. Take a deep breath, claim your sacred space in this community, and let the algorithm know you are ready for the next level of your spiritual journey. Because what we are about to uncover in the next chapter is the exact, undeniable trigger that is going to cause them to finally break the silence. The dam is cracking, Capricorn, and the water is about to rush inches. The storm that breaks on the 15th of August is not a weather event. Capricorn, it is a communication event. It is the sudden, violent breaking of a dam that has been holding back an ocean of unspoken words. When this energy finally hits your reality in just 3 days, it is not going to arrive as a casual, low-effort check-in. It is not going to be a simple text asking how your weekend was, or a fleeting reaction to a story you posted. The universe does not orchestrate a massive karmic storm for small talk. What is coming toward you is a heavy, loaded, undeniable transmission that will completely shatter the narrative you have been telling yourself about why they left. You are going to receive a message that stops your heart for a fraction of a second. Message that forces you to drop whatever you are holding and sit down. It might come through a phone call that rings unexpectedly while you are driving, or a long, meticulously typed out message that appears on your screen when you are lying in the dark, trying to quiet your mind. But whenever it arrives, and however it arrives, the energy behind it will be so dense, so urgent, and so saturated with raw emotion that you will instantly know the period of silence is officially over. They are not just reaching out to apologize for the distance. They are reaching out to expose a truth they have been desperately trying to hide from themselves. In this communication, they are going to confess the real reason they pulled away, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your flaws and everything to do with their own unhealed insecurities. They are going to admit that your light was simply too bright for their shadowed mind to process. As a Capricorn, you have been intensely focused on your career, your finances, and your long-term stability. You have been building an empire, securing your resources, and leveling up in ways that are deeply intimidating to someone who is still lost in their own chaos. They watched you handle your business, they watched you navigate your professional life with grace and strategy, and they watched your spiritual maturity outgrow their emotional limitations. Instead of rising to meet you, they shrank. They pulled away because being in the presence of your grounded, ambitious, and spiritually aligned energy made them painfully aware of their own stagnation. They convinced themselves they needed space, but in reality, they were just running from the mirror you held up to their own lack of direction. But the isolation they sought has backfired entirely. In the silence, they have had to face the void, and they have realized that the freedom they thought they wanted is actually just a terrifying, lonely exile. The decision they have made, the one that is ripening right now and will fully bloom on the 15th of August, is not just to return to your life, but to fundamentally change how they show up in it. They are not coming back to offer you the same inconsistent, fragmented connection that drained your energy before. They are coming back with a blueprint. They have realized that you are the ultimate partner, the anchor they need to finally build something real, something lasting, something that merges love, financial security, and spiritual depth. They want to merge lives. They want to be part of the empire you are building, not as a dependent, but as a true equal partner who has finally done the internal work required to stand beside a powerhouse like you. The anticipation you feel in your chest right now is your soul recognizing that the fragmented pieces of this connection are finally being forged into something unbreakable. But this brings us to the most critical part of this reading, Capricorn, and I need you to listen to this warning with your entire being. When that message arrives, when that phone lights up and you see their name, your immediate, instinctual reaction will not be joy, it will be defense. You are ruled by Saturn, the planet of boundaries, structure, and karmic lessons. When you are hurt, when you are made to feel abandoned or undervalued, your natural psychological defense mechanism is to build an impenetrable fortress of ice. You will feel a sudden, intense urge to punish them for the silence. You will want to leave them on read for 3 days. You will want to send cold, sarcastic, one-word reply just to make them feel a fraction of the anxiety they forced you to carry. Your ego will scream at you to protect yourself, to reject them before they can reject you again, to show them that you do not need them and that you have moved on. I am begging you, do not let old pain distort this new message. If you react from the wounded, exhausted part of your ego, you will inadvertently block the very blessing you have been praying for. You will trigger their deepest fears of inadequacy, and they will retreat back into the silence, believing that they have truly ruined things beyond repair. This is a nuanced warning. It is not about letting them walk all over you or accepting poor behavior without accountability. It is about the energetic frequency from which you respond. You must pause before reacting. You must receive this communication clearly, not defensively. When you read their words, do not immediately fire back a reaction born of your accumulated frustration. Read the message. Put the phone face down on the table and physically walk away from it for at least an hour. Go for a walk, drink a glass of water, look out the window, and let the initial shock wave pass through your nervous system. You need to respond from your higher self, from the deeply grounded, spiritually mature Capricorn that you truly are, not from the hurt, anxious child who felt forgotten. When you finally do reply, your energy must be calm, centered, and entirely unbothered. You hold all the power in this dynamic now. The storm has broken, they are standing in the rain, and you are safely inside the house you built. You do not need to yell, you do not need to be cold, and you do not need to play games. A simple, grounded, emotionally regulated response will show them that you have not just survived their absence, you have transcended it. This behavioral instruction is the key that unlocks the final door. If you can master your own emotional reactivity in this crucial window, you will shift the entire trajectory of this relationship from a push-pull trauma bond into a secure, conscious, and deeply aligned partnership. The hope you are feeling right now is not a trick of the mind. It is the quiet knowing that you have the strength to handle this return with absolute grace. You might be asking yourself, why now? Why is this massive energetic shift happening exactly around the 15th of August in 2026? Why couldn't they have realized this 3 months ago when you were crying yourself to sleep, begging the universe for just a single sign that you hadn't been forgotten? The universe operates on divine timing, not human impatience. This specific window is opening because the energetic fruit has finally ripened. If they had come back to you before this exact moment, they would have brought the same unhealed baggage, the same avoidant tendencies, and the same chaotic energy that caused the separation in the first place. The silence you endured was not a punishment. It was a necessary incubation period. It was the dark, quiet soil where their ego had to completely decompose so that their authentic soul could finally sprout. As Capricorn, you understand the immutable laws of agriculture and architecture. You know that you cannot harvest a crop before its season, and you cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation that hasn't fully cured. The last few months of agonizing silence were the universe pouring the concrete for the new foundation of this connection. The 3 days leading up to the storm are the final curing process. The planetary alignments right now are stripping away the last remnants of their illusions, forcing them to look at the stark, undeniable reality of their life without you. This timing is spiritually orchestrated to ensure that when they finally cross your threshold again, they are crossing it as a changed person, ready to meet the evolved version of you that has emerged from this trial. I know how deeply exhausted you are. I can feel the heavy, aching fatigue radiating from your energetic field through the screen. You have been carrying the weight of this connection entirely on your own shoulders for what feels like a lifetime. You have been the one holding the vision, the one sending the silent prayers, the one doing the grueling shadow work to ensure you didn't repeat the karmic cycles of your past. There were days when the confusion was so thick you could barely breathe. Days when you looked in the mirror and wondered if you were too demanding, too serious, too intense, or too guarded. You wondered if your deep need for loyalty and long-term commitment was a flaw that would forever keep love at a distance. I need you to hear me right now, and I need you to let these words penetrate the deepest, most protected layers of your heart. You are not too much, and your standards are not a curse. Your depth is your superpower. Your loyalty is a rare, sacred gift in a world that is terrified of permanence. The exhaustion you feel is simply the physical toll of holding up the sky while waiting for the dawn. But the dawn is here, Capricorn. You are safe now. You do not have to keep your armor strapped on so tightly. You can finally let your shoulders drop. You can let out that long, shaky breath you have been holding in your chest since the day they walked away. The universe sees every tear you cried in secret. It sees every time you chose to remain dignified when you wanted to scream. It sees the immense, quiet strength it took for you to keep your heart open despite the agonizing pain of feeling abandoned. You have passed the test. The initiation is complete. You are stepping out of the wilderness and back into the warmth of being deeply, profoundly, and unapologetically chosen. The anticipation you feel is no longer laced with anxiety. It is the pure, unadulterated hope of a soul that knows its prayers have finally been answered. As we close this sacred space together, I want you to physically anchor this massive energetic shift into your body. Do not just let these words wash over you and fade into the digital ether. I want you to take your right hand and place it gently but firmly over the center of your chest, right over your heart space. Feel the steady, rhythmic beating beneath your palm. That heartbeat is the drum of your survival, the proof of your resilience. Now, I want you to close your eyes and take a deep, slow breath in through your nose, filling your lungs with the golden, hopeful energy of this new timeline. Hold it at the top for just a second, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing every ounce of doubt, every shadow of fear, and every lingering ghost of their past absence. As you sit here in this quiet moment, I want you to repeat this affirmation silently in your mind, letting it echo through every cell of your body. I am ready to receive the love I have always deserved. I release the pain of the waiting, and I embrace the beauty of the arrival. Sit with this message for a few minutes. Do not rush to get up and distract yourself. Let the profound certainty of this reading settle deep into your bones. Let the hope bloom in your chest like a flower, finally turning its face toward the sun. This storm is coming, Capricorn, and you are entirely prepared to weather it and emerge victorious. To lock this prophecy into your physical reality, I need you to take one final decisive action. Go down to the comments right now and type the word claim. Just that one word. Type claim to signal to the universe that you are accepting this massive blessing, that you are ready for the communication, the apology, and the beautiful return that is rushing toward you. If this reading found you at the exact right moment, if it brought tears of relief to your eyes, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, or send it to your own private social media as a digital vision board to magnetize this energy even faster. Make sure you are subscribed to Trusted Tarot so you do not miss the next chapter of your spiritual journey. The storm is almost here. Keep your phone close, keep your heart open, and trust the divine timing of your life. I will see you in the next reading.